Okay, a rare unscripted video. This is not really my thing, but I have some channel news. Most importantly, I'm shortly going to be changing the name of the channel from Hollywood Bob to Captain Bong. Of course, as a very loud motorbike, this is one reason why I don't generally do live stuff. Anyway, several reasons for this. Why did I call the channel Hollywood Bob in the first place? Back when I chose the name, I was watching a lot of channels. They all seem to have names like Sargon or Razorfist, these kind of grand, it seemed to me kind of presumptuous to name my channel after like a legendary king or something. So I think my name was kind of a reaction against that, and I think maybe I went too far the other way. And I think also I was probably subconsciously thinking of Hollywood Steve. I'm not sure if that's a reference anyone else would get. And I guess I thought it sounded cool. I mean, already, when was this, 2017? Already my attitude towards Hollywood was ambivalent at best. But there was probably still a residual feeling of, hey, it sounds Hollywood just fucking lame, and even though in my mind there were always kind of air quotes around the Hollywood part, it's obviously I'm not American and I don't live in Hollywood. A title with air quotes that only I know are there it probably isn't a good idea. So why anyway, that's why I chose it in the first place. Why change it? It's too generic, firstly. A commenter on the TV forum the other day said that it sounded like budget movie Bob, and yeah, it kind of does. Can't really refute that. It's too narrow. It implies that I'm only going to talk about movies and TV, and although going forward I probably will still mostly be focusing on films and TV, I've already ventured beyond that, and I probably will do so. Well, I definitely will do so again in the future. The Spoonie video, for example, well beyond anything to do with Hollywood, really, or even though Spoonie obviously deals with films and stuff in his videos, some of them. Also, the Cowboy Bebop review, although obviously I'm reviewing a TV show, fucking dire TV show. I was talking a lot about anime in that, and I suspect I will venture into that territory again down the line. And yeah, there's an implication with the name Hollywood Bob that you're going to sort of provide an overview of Hollywood's output, that you're going to fuck that shit. That's not where my interest lies, and I don't want to falsely imply that that's what this channel is about. And as I think I said in the Severance video, just keeping track of all the latest releases is, the whole thing's so fragmented that it would be a full-time job in itself, and that's not a job I want to do. 99% of the modern Hollywood stuff that I've seen, post before times, current year content is just fucking dreadful. And I've lost interest a long time ago and tuned out of that mostly. And I don't think I'm alone in that. Anyway, so why Captain Bong? Hopefully it's at the same time simultaneously more general and more specific. It doesn't suggest that I'm going to focus on, well, I could do anything with that name, really. It doesn't suggest that I can just have to do films and TV, although I probably am still going to mostly just do films and TV. I can kind of go off in any kind of tangent with that name. And also more specific to the Star Trek leaning that my channel has acquired, which was never my intention, but not that I've anything against Star Trek, but since the early success I had with the STD review video, I've done a lot of Star Trek stuff, and the name should probably reflect that a bit. So Captain Bong hopefully accomplishes that. Hopefully it has a bit more personality generally. Whether it will help with the algorithm, who knows, but things could hardly get much worse on that front these days. I've witnessed over the last few years, every time they tinker with something behind the scenes, it's like they're tightening the screws on small creators such as myself. So And the advantage of that is that it kind of doesn't really matter what I do. I'm so fucked anyway, so might as well change it. But yeah, really, I doubt it will help with that, but it'll be more fitting for the channel generally, which is really why I want to do it. And certainly more appropriate for the new series that I'm currently working on. The first installment of which you should be able to see towards the end of next month. So look out for that. It's almost ready now, but I want to hold off on releasing it so I can kind of get a head start on the second installment. I was hoping to be a little bit further along than I am, but the other day I had a dumb old man accident. I guess fans of New Trek like to call fans of decent actual Star Trek geezers, and I did kind of have a geezer moment the other day in that I not that I'm in the habit of falling over, but I had what I thought was an unremarkable fall, but I managed to somehow break the little finger on my left hand. So if you're going to break something, that's probably not the worst thing to break, but anyway, that's kind of slowed me down a bit generally, temporarily. So anyway, that's my excuse for not being a bit further along. But anyway, don't worry about that. It's all fine. It's all fine. Just one of those freak accidents. There were leaves involved. There was the path was kind of concave. I was carrying a shoebox. All sorts of factors. It's annoying because I run along that stretch of pavement countless times in the past, but I'm just walking and anyway, whatever. Anyway, yeah. So that was fun. New series. I don't want to give the game away, but I suspect it will be quite popular. I think. It's not for me to say, but I think if I'd released this in the YouTube of 6-7 years ago, certainly like 10 years ago, I think it would do very well. I don't know whether anything can do very well anymore unless you tick all the right boxes for YouTube, which I certainly don't. But yeah, I suspect some people are going to like this. It's represents me steering away from the whole kind of video essay. I don't like to call them video essays, but steering away from that kind of thing for a while, because I kind of fancy a break from that. I want to do some focus more on kind of comfy / comedic content. I am aware that I although not many people, the algorithm certainly didn't smile on that one, but the STP review, I'm aware that that's still dangling, that's up in the air. I've only done like part 1 of my video on season 1, so I'm not looking forward to delving back into that, but I haven't forgotten about it. Even if only a few dozen people care, I will eventually get back to that. Eventually, it's on my list. I guess it might be my equivalent of Spoonie's Final Fantasy series that he took kind of years to finish what he wanted to finish, I guess. So I haven't forgotten about that. I just can you blame me? I kind of I'm burnt out on fucking got fed up just reviewing that, and I'm kind of I want to turn away from the because the trouble with modern Hollywood stuff is it's shit in this. A lot of it's shit in the same kind of ways. So I guess I had an early opportunity, maybe after the relative success of my STD versus the Orville video, to, if I'd wanted to, although I said I was not going to watch any more STD, and I didn't fucking want to. I could have turned around and said, well, actually, clearly people want to hear what I have to say on this, and I could have done a weekly kind of rambling, episode summary of every episode of STD, and probably been a much bigger channel. But I just have no interest in that, and fraudulent is too strong a word, but I would. There's channels that say the same thing over and over again, and I don't want to do that. I mean, if this is just hobby for me. It would be nice to be a bigger channel, but if that's the price of being a bigger channel, is this is what YouTube wants to force creators to do, is to because the algorithm, unless you're uploading regularly, the algorithm just doesn't give a shit. And in order to upload regularly, you don't have time to script. You basically just have time to sit in front of a camera and ramble on like I'm doing now. So I'll bring this to a close shortly. But yeah, that's not what I want to do. And I've completely lost my train of thought. But oh yeah, the STP review. I will eventually. There will be a part 2, and I will probably. Oh God! If only they'd cancelled it after the, like at least with Cowboy Bebop, it's done. There'll be no more of it. Well, at least for the time being. STP, unfortunately, as I'm aware, limped on for 2 more seasons. So I will, I guess, eventually, but I probably won't cover season. If and when I get round to seasons 2 and 3, I doubt I will cover them. I won't do plot summaries for them. I'll just kind of do. I'll do something a bit snappier. Yeah, anyway, I think that's pretty much it. So yeah, soon the channel name will change. Towards the end of January, I will have the next video out, and look forward to that. Hope you all have a good Christmas, etc. And don't worry about my finger; it's fine. I can cope with pain. Actually, it doesn't hurt at all, to be honest. But it's more of a pain in the arse than a pain in the actual finger. But anyway, cheerio. See you next year.